So we are online now, and we have the full house. So Andrea, I'll let you take forward today's session.
Yeah. So, well, the main points, the main point open is still finishing with the new labeling on Blogger. So I did all mines, but I've got another few to go, which were migrated by Amit from the original WordPress web page of planthro BIBLIO. So I'll be doing them next week, and then I think that will be closed, and then we can. I don't know if you're finished with your own Thailand, Prerna, and Pallavi. Yeah. So say if we manage to close it by next week, then Amit can perhaps have a look, or any of us can have a look and see how many entries there are for each tag, for each label. And then we can decide again the list of labels that we want to have on the left-hand bar. We can update that one based on the frequency of the different labels.
Right.
And then there was a second point which is related to our own web page, which is that Amit is developing organization web page, which would be a landing homepage. And in that case, we'll be able to shift all the information that now we have in our web page on About Us will be shifted to the corporate web page. And then maybe perhaps we can only keep the editorial here if we want, or we can have everything on the homepage of the organization homepage. And then, of course, well, we'll have some feedback from the editorial team on that one too. We need to prepare some texts there for the presentation of the company, of the incorporated company. So I'm unable now to open. I was trying to open the planthro. For some reason it's not giving.
In terms of labeling, we are going to follow the latest label matches, which Amit sent us via mail last week, right? So we are on that, right?
Yeah. So I mean, you have them on the Blogger. If you open your Blogger, when you pick labels, so you go in any of your entries, or say the www foundation, and when you now is labeled as research. All right, but you can also, if you open labels, you can also label it, for example, as an institution or organization or NGO. You know, depending. I mean, you see what you think it fits. And I would say we try to choose 3. Maybe I'm staying around 4 or 5 labels for each entry. Apart from some like books, sometimes it's just a book. You know, I have no. I mean, if it's a review book, then I add review, but in general. But in this case, like the World Wide Web Foundation is, for instance, a foundation, which I don't think we have in our labels. But again, we can add labels. Is that correct, Amit?
Yes, we can add labels. So you think foundation should be another label, which is not there?
Yeah.
Yet? Okay, I'll make a note of that.
Well, I don't know. I mean, we can use organization. I'm using organization at the moment, which, you know, a foundation is an organization, basically. So it depends how refined we want to be. But any of us, I think, can add a new label. If you are on Blogger, on the main page of our Blogger webpage, then there is on top of the list, above the entries, there's a small label icon, and there you can open that menu, and there is new label up on top.
Andrea, we had a chat, Prerna and I thought it'll be a good idea to restrict with the existing list.
Okay.
We can add to the existing list, but the thing with the typing in labels is that there could be a spelling mistake and the entry will be lost. For example, even a singular versus plural
Yeah.
will make the entry. It has to exactly match. There is no, let's say, intelligence there as yet.
Yeah,
So
I think there's a lot of redundancy, both in terms, for example, the example you just said, like plural, singular. We have NGO, we have NGOs. So I use both to be sure, and then we can delete one of them at some point, and my entries will be still recorded because they have the two tags.
So actually, earlier this week, I made with Prerna's, pointing it out. I made a few cleanup actions on this regard. In this regard, I made most of the labels as all the labels as plural, and I replaced the singular ones with plural. So, for example, I suppose that there are no NGO right now, and there are only plural NGOs. So this is a change that I made, but unless you did something in last 1 or 2 days. But yeah, so we can do the cleanup act anytime, and one of us should do it, and it has to be either you or me, because we have the admin rights to all other people's entries. But I only suggest that you send me the list of new labels that are required. Feel free, as many as you like, except rather than, but I would only ask you to choose from the existing list of hyperlinks when they appear on the right hand side as you edit your entries, rather than typing new names.
Yeah, in any case, I mean, if you can, if we agree to have it done by next week, I mean, I've done about 100 yesterday in an hour. So I've got another 120 or so, which were, the original migration from the original web page, which I'll be doing over next week. I think you have, I don't know, 30, 50 each. If you could, commit to doing them by next week, then it's all done and we can move on.
Well, I think Prerna can confirm, but she has already done it, and Pallavi sent a message that she's done it, though maybe she can confirm that too. So Prerna, yours is done, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
great.
Prerna
Okay.
is done. And Pallavi sent me a message that she has relabeled all her entries, though I'm not
Yeah,
sure.
but I'm not able to like find multiple, like 4 5 for each. So for example, like hold on, sorry. Like there's a TED talk on mud houses. Now I'm not able to exactly figure out what labels to put there
Right.
except talk. So that's my
Well,
confusion.
if it's a talk, you can put video systematically.
Videos, okay.
Right. Well, I would say that if, first of all, I would say that if Pallavi has gone through her entries, that's good enough for editorial for now, because this, let's have the one round of it uh, out of, done. So if you've gone through it, it's great. Maybe you want to have a quick look during this week again.
Okay, I'll do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I'll have prepared text blurb for the landing page of Planthro BIBLIO. I think, Amit, the name should change to Planthro BIBLIO
Yeah.
rather than Platform Anthropocene BIBLIO.
Right.
If we are coherent with the document we prepared.
Right.
I don't know if you did. I don't remember if I sent around the two documents. The document about Platform Anthropocene, the one we submitted. I think I sent it around to the editorial team, right?
Anyway, you can send it again. You can send it again, though I have it.
Okay. So I can send it again. So I mean, if you have the time to read it, then you have an idea of the different branches of Platform Anthropocene.
It's a good, very succinct document, and I suggest everyone to read it, because that's capturing the overall, let's say, the internet side of things pretty well, the aims of the organization. Yeah.
Yeah, and in connection to that, I mean, we are, of course, planning fundraising for this year, and fundraising will be done mostly project by project. Although now, I mean, we will put together also an application for a more comprehensive fundraising. So for the whole organization with the different branching, but then we will go for single project fundraising. So there again, if you have any idea, I mean, I didn't receive. If you have any feedback about the newsletter, if you had an idea. I had some feedback from a communication expert who is a friend, a neighbor here. So, I mean, I'm working with that, but any feedback is welcome, of course, on the newsletter, which is somewhere where any of you can also bring in, of course. So, Amit, do you think you want me to send around again the newsletter, or will you do that?
I'm just checking, Andre, if you have sent it to us.
Yeah, I think there was the newsletter and the planthro strategy at some point, about 3-4 weeks ago, maybe. The last meeting I was present, I think, but right. I can send it again.
Okay, sure. We'll see if it's there. Yeah, I see. The subject of the mail is, what Prerna had started. So it wasn't a newsletter subject, but yeah, it's there. You sent it on 23rd of March.
Okay.
And it's marked to everyone. Yes. So right. So is that so? That's the agenda for today, Andrea. I mean, if you're done, maybe I can give a quick update on the website development side.
Yeah, go on.
Right. So the idea is definitely that the app's names, the title will change from Platform Anthropocene followed by app name to planthro. So planthro BIBLIO, planthro newsletter, planthro wiki, planthro data, planthro analytics, and so on and so forth. So that's decided. We will create a landing page, like a corporate landing page of the website of the organization, which will upfront talk about all the aims of the website and will introduce us as well. On the apps page, we are to kind of keep everything tied together. We will have a footer like right now, which will link up to the corporate web page and give a little bit of information about the app as well as the project overall. So we will depend on a consistent header and a consistent footer for that. And the way I'm approaching it is that, and of course, it has to be the same look and feel throughout the organization. So we have the BIBLIO theme, and I'm trying to use the same theme. Of course, nothing is static, and we can make changes, but it will be consistent across all planthro websites. So the aim right now is to perfect the theme. The one that we have is, it looks okay on computers, but it's a broken view on mobiles. And we've been trying to work in an extremely limited capacity to correct that. And once again, I mean, it's the 4th or 5th time I'm working with Amit Onkare, a person in Pune, to correct that. He's offering very limited capacity at the moment, only a handful of hours every week. So I'm in communication with him. I'm basically taking key help from him and carrying it forward, basically asking him to resolve some bottlenecks and then take it forward myself. So I've missed a deadline of 15th of April for which I had given internally to Andrea, but I will send you an update as soon as possible. Is all I can say at the moment. I'm on it.
Okay, that's great. All right, so yeah, I'm fine. I mean, we have we've said everything for today. I don't know if you have anything to add.
Thailand, anything to add?
No, not for this meeting.
Okay, so Prerna, maybe you can tell us some thoughts on text
in sign language
or in sign language.
Okay.
Right.
The other thing, I mean, I'll prepare this text for the planthro BIBLIO landing page.
Yeah, it has to be short text, Andrea. It can't be too much, right? I mean, it'll be
a paragraph, 5 lines or something.
5 lines is fine. Yeah. Pallavi, any thoughts?
No, I think my only. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
So my only question was, for each entity you need 4 or 5 labels, right?
Yeah, 3 to 5, say 3 to 5. But if you have 1, it's fine.
Okay. Because I went all over mine and I could just put in like 2 or 3.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's fine. Okay.
I think the more labels, the easier that the entry is found.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, that's basically the principle, right, Amit?
Yes. Let me address that in a minute. Pallavi, so yeah, the 3 to 6 labels, 3 to 5 labels is ideal. Yeah.
Okay.
I have a message here from Prerna who says that she has suggestions regarding the picture layout of the homepage, which she will share on mail. So I'll only ask her to, be very generous with feedback as much as she wants, and she can. All feedback is very welcome, and we'll accommodate it as much as we can. So yeah, so that's we'll wait for that. Yeah, so regarding labels, yes, this helps in what is known as SEO, search engine optimization. And I must say that since we had, uh, there is an artificial approach to SEO, and then there is the organic approach. Artificial being means you take steps such that your website starts appearing again and again as more and more relevant. Labels help there definitely, but what we have really achieved here is a very good organic growth in our search engine results with planthro, a few, with planthro as a search term. The first 10 results on Google are our own. It wasn't used to be the case. I think the holy grail is that we should start appearing on Anthropocene. When somebody searches for Anthropocene, right now, if somebody searches for platform Anthropocene, of course we appear, but as the first one, and not just the first one, but the first 5, 6, even 10 results are ours. So that's a great achievement, I think. And all of your entries and labels and the front page content, everything starts showing up, which is quite encouraging. The holy grail is if he starts showing up on the first page with the search term Anthropocene. Though though we are not there yet, I'm sure our ranking has improved a lot over last 1 years of effort, and I'm very hopeful because it's turning out to be a very nice repository. We have approximately 350 posts right now, very well labeled and very well laid out, all links working. We have less participation from the community in terms of comments, but I think when it starts to happen, it'll be it'll be very good. Uh, but we can also take some artificial steps, and which also involves social media. Iti, also Prerna, and rest of the team from Sydney, Isha and Nitin are working fabulously on Twitter and Facebook. We are touching 380 followers on Facebook, which is an increase of 100 in last 1 month, and that's very encouraging. So that's the update, and that's where we are going with this, doing it systematically. Yeah, the only person on Google who has searched platform Anthropocene is me.
Yeah. I can imagine.
Right. Okay.
The only person in Google searching for platform Anthropocene.
Yes.
No, I've searched that a few times.
Okay.
There's 2 of us.
Right. That makes it 2 of us. All right.
Not alone.
Okay, so that's it from my side. Thank you for your participation. I'm here to listen in for rest, but that's all from my side today.
Yeah, no, I'm good too. We can update in 2 weeks.
Right.
Hopefully, we'll have all the tags done. I'll have the text done for the landing page, and then we'll move on from there.
Okay. All right.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.